Welcome to the show. Today we're talking to Flora Schmucki, the founder of Miaustore and the creator of the Miaustore drinking fountain. So the first question is, tell me about the Miaustore cat drinking fountain.
The Miaustore cat drinking fountain has become extremely popular over the last few years because it motivates cats to drink enough water. It has a pump which circulates the water, which we're going to see later in the demonstration. So the water moves, and it has a big variety of different water flow types, which is really appealing for the cat. We've really worked with a lot of veterinarians and cat behavioral experts to make it as appealing as possible for cats, which is why in a recent survey that we did, where we surveyed over 1,000 of our customers, we found that 97% of cats who eat dry cat food drink from the fountain every single day. What makes this fountain unique is that it's made from high quality ceramic, which means it's extremely easy to keep clean and it doesn't require any filter, which saves people a lot of money. Most other fountains in the industry, they're made out of plastic, which grows a lot of dirt on it, which grows bacteria on it, and therefore they require filters which have to be bought every month. So people have to spend money every month to replace filters. Whereas this fountain here doesn't need any filters, which is why Pet Money Saver UK endorsed this fountain as a money-saving item. Despite the fact that it's a high-end product, they endorsed it because it doesn't require any filters, and it's also the only fountain in the market that comes with a motion sensor. The motion sensor makes it such that the fountain only turns on when your cat wants to drink from it, and then turns off after your cat walks away. This means you save a lot of electricity. You save up to $25 a year worth of electricity, and it also extends the lifetime of the pump, because the pump only has to run 1 hour a day. It will last you up to 15 years compared to most other fountains which last between 6 and 12 months. So this one lasts between 10 and 15 years, which is unheard of. The other thing that makes this fountain unique is that it's completely silent. We've developed a proprietary pumping technology, which we'll talk about later, where the fountain is completely silent, which you'll also see in the demonstration that we're going to do. That's something that customers really appreciate. The other reason why people really like this fountain is because it has almost a gallon of water capacity. It has 0.9 gallons of water capacity, 3.5 liters. And so this means that you only have to refill it every other week or so. So a lot of customers previously, with the water bowl, they needed to refill it every day, whereas this one, they barely have to refill it once a week. And they can also be assured that if they're away for a day or two, that they don't have to worry about their water bowl. They know there's plenty of water and all their cats can drink from it. So we actually did a survey recently where we surveyed our customers, and we surveyed like 1,000 of our customers or something. And the survey actually showed that out of the cats who eat dry cat food, 97% of them drink from the fountain every single day. Those 97% of cats, those are cats who have a water bowl available for the most part. So it's not like, oh, it's the only source of water they have. No, it means 97% of cats, if you give them the choice between drinking from a water bowl and drinking from the Miaustore cat fountain, they choose the cat fountain. Yeah, that's, by the way, that's also why we literally, so our model is a bit different. So the way it works at Miaustore is you only pay if your cat actually drinks from it. So like the procedure is, you get your fountain, and luckily it happens very rarely, but you get your fountain, and if your cat for some reason doesn't drink from it, we'll give you your money back, and you can just give the fountain to an animal shelter. But that's basically one of the things that's also pretty unique, is like, you really only pay if the cat drinks from it. And the thing is, we know that we can afford making this kind of guarantee because we know our numbers. We just know that statistically cats just really love this fountain. So that's why we can offer this kind of model for selling the fountain.
So I guess the next question is, who exactly needs this fountain?
Yeah,
like,
so,
who's this for?
Okay, so of course the easy answer to this is like, oh, anyone with a cat, right? But the thing is too, since we have this guarantee, right, we only get paid if your cat actually drinks from it, right? So that's why I can give some recommendations here. So basically, it's really for cats who eat dry cat food, or at least partially eat some dry cat food. Like if your cat, and I know the statistics, cats who only eat wet food, they still use it. Actually, 80% of them. So cats who are only on a wet food diet, 80% of them still drink from this fountain at least a few times a week. But there's 20% who just don't really need it because wet food really has 100% of all the liquid that they need, right? So it's really for cats who eat dry food, they're really going to benefit from this. And the other thing too is this fountain is really designed mostly for households with more than one cat. So like, of course, if you have one cat, she'll still drink it, right? But it's really made because also you have these different towers. So like multiple cats can drink from it from the same time. Then also it has this extremely, like a very high water capacity. So this is really an ideal fountain for households with more than one cat. Yeah, so that's what I'd say for that, yeah.
Okay, great. And one thing I was thinking while you were talking about the design is when people come into my home and they see this, it becomes a talking point. You know, my other cat drinking fountains I had before, they kind of get dirty. Like when people come in here, you're trying to hide it because it's dirty and there's like it's got slime in it. Whereas with this, people come in and it looks like something you see in a Japanese garden or something. You know, it's kind of like got a feng shui vibe to it.
Yeah, totally. And it is true. I'll have some funny anecdotes about this later, but well, I guess I can tell it while I open up these water bottles because we're going to do a little demonstration. But one of the funny things about the design, about the aesthetics is, so my CFO, or our CFO at Miaustore, he's great by the way. But basically I was talking to him and he just kept, over the last couple of months, he just kept saying, we need to have market share numbers. We need to know what market share our fountain has, but there just wasn't a good source. So then one day I told him, I was like, listen, one simple way is just go to Instagram or any social media platform really, but Instagram is the best for it, and just search for the term cat fountain and then look what kind of fountains show up, right? And then you can count those and then you can estimate, you know, the market share, which fountain is the most popular as other ones. And so then he did that, right? We went through Instagram and then we saw that like almost like more than half, like the majority of all cat fountains on Instagram are the Miaustore cat drinking fountain. And then like my CFO got all excited, was like, oh, we have so much market share, etc. But then after a while I thought about it and I was like, listen, the reason is not that this fountain has so much market share, it's just that it's the only fountain that people like to show off. Like it's the only fountain that people share on social media. So like, the real market share is probably a little smaller, but if you look on social media, it seems like this is the only cat fountain in existence because it's the only one people actually show on their social media, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, with other ones, people are trying to hide them away. They just don't want people to see them. Whereas here, they're proud of the product.
So I guess we can finally go into the demonstration now, right? So I have 3 water bottles here, so they're 1.5 liter, which is how many fluid ounces is that? That's like it's like there's a lot of fluid ounces. Let's put it that way. I think in total it's more than a gallon, right? So this is more than a gallon of water. The interesting thing is, like I said, it's kind of deceiving. So let me just start pouring it, right? So I just start pouring this one. I'll take this one out for now. This is kind of like an accessory product. We'll kind of explain that later. But let me just start pouring the bottle. So as you can see, the entire bottle of water fits in here. But there's still barely, the water level is still very low, right? So
it's only like halfway, maybe a third full.
Yeah. So now if we fill the next one, so now you can start seeing it a little bit. But still, there's the entire bottle of water. Oh.
Makes me thirsty.
Yeah, it really does, right? Like moving water. And now we're not done yet. I mean, we're almost done. Frankly, at this point, it becomes a question of personal preference, like how much do you really want to fill it to the brim? But if I could keep going on and on here, but I guess the point of this is really that it's just deceptive just how much water fits into this. And the reason is because it actually goes into the towers as well, right?
So these towers are now full of water as well?
Yeah, on the inside. They're full of water, yet they're still very rigid. So like, there's other fountains where basically you fill it up with water and then the towers start kind of floating and they become unstable. But we designed this one here where, maybe I can show this to you. It'll probably be hard to see for the camera, but I can show it to you. Where basically all these towers have a little hole here. So because there's this little air hole here, basically, these towers can fully sink in and they're very sturdy inside of it. And that's really one of the things a lot of our customers really appreciate about this fountain compared to other ones, is just how stable it is. Like in total, so it fits almost a gallon of water, right? So like 0.9 gallons of water, so that's like 7 pounds of water. And then the fountain itself weighs around 9 pounds as well. So in total, that's like 16 pounds, or 8 kilograms, 7-8 kilograms. So it's extremely stable. Like no cat is gonna move this, like not even a little bit. Like it's very stable. On one hand, you want it to be very sturdy. The cats can't move it around. But on the other hand, you want it to be easy to disassemble for the dishwasher, right? Because like once every other month or so, you really want to give it a good clean. So what you do is you basically just take out the towers like this. You take them out one by one.
Take out the pump as well, I guess.
Yeah. And what you do is you take the pump out as well. So you take out the towers one by one, and now you have 4 independent parts. You can just put it in the dishwasher. So it's really, that's how easy the maintenance is, right? And that's again one of the things I mentioned earlier with kind of the design philosophy that I guess inherited from Apple and Steve Jobs to some extent. It's just the convenience of it, where you just take out the towers, you put it in the dishwasher, so it's very easy to disassemble, and so it's very easy to take apart. Yet when it is fully built together, it's almost kind of like bricks of Lego, where they reinforce each other, and and so they're very stable, and cats can't push them around. And we actually have these little anchors here, which I guess it's hard to see for the camera, but there's anchors inside of the base where the towers are placed into firmly, and so it keeps them from moving.
So where can people actually buy the Miaustore cat drinking fountain?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's more and more places where you can buy this fountain because it's grown in popularity so much, but the best place to buy it is our own website. It's on Miaustore.com. Most people watching this, they already are on our website. And so just to give you a quick summary of the benefits again, the Miaustore cat drinking fountain has really been designed to encourage cats to drink enough water. That's why most people, they report when they buy the fountain, most customers, they say that they've never seen their cat drink as much water in their life, right? And the reason is because it's been built for the cat psychology. There's moving water, there's 4 different types of moving water, which is really appealing for cats and encourages them to drink. The other reason why people really like this fountain is because it has almost a gallon of water capacity. It has 0.9 gallons of water capacity, 3.5 liters. And so this means that you only have to refill it every other week or so. So a lot of customers previously, with the water bowl, they needed to refill it every day, whereas this one, they barely have to refill it once a week. And they can also be assured that if they're away for a day or two, that the fountain, they don't have to worry about their water bowl. They know there's plenty of water and all their cats can drink from it. What makes the fountain unique is the fact that it's the only fountain on the market that comes with a motion sensor, which makes it such that the fountain only runs when your cat approaches it and wants to drink from it. And then as soon as your cat walks away, it stops running. This saves you up to $25 a year in electricity, and it also extends the lifetime of the fountain. So with the motion sensor, the fountain will last you between 10 and 15 years. The other thing that makes the fountain unique is the fact that you don't need any filters. So again, this saves you a lot of money in the long term, and this is the main reason why Pet Money Saver UK endorses this fountain. But one of the things you have to understand when you want to buy this fountain is that it's better to do it sooner than later, right? Because what's happening is that we sometimes run out of fountains, It's something we've been working on a lot because the fountain is just so popular, right? So the fountain is so popular that we still run out of stock sometimes, and then people have to wait for like 1 or 2 months. There have been periods where this was the pet product with the highest waiting time, so people would wait for up to 2 months to get their hands on such a fountain. The other thing is that we increase our prices regularly. So when people buy it now, they're sure to have this price guaranteed, whereas if they push it off, there's a good chance that the prices are going to be higher. So if you can go on our website right now, you can scroll up to our buy button where you can see the delivery times. So if you're lucky, if the delivery time says, 2 or 3 days, that if it says that the fountain is in stock, that means it ships in 2 or 3 days, and you're lucky, and you should really just place your order and get it now. Or if the delivery time is longer, if it says it's a 2-week delivery time, I also encourage them to do it now because it's likely to grow even more. So that's why I encourage people to just do it now. Because like I said earlier, if your cat doesn't drink from it regularly, you'll get your money back, right? So you only really pay if your cat drinks from it. And so specifically how to do it is, so you go on the purchase button, it says customize and buy now. You go on a customization page. And on this customization page, you can add a bunch of accessory products, right? Or you can just skip through it and just go to the checkout page, fill in your details. We have a cool thing on our checkout page, which autofills the address, which is pretty cool. So basically, you just put in your name and email, then you start typing your street address, and then it'll like make suggestions. Like you start typing your street, and then you just click on it, and it'll put in your zip code, your city, your street, etc. And then you can just pay. You can pay with Apple Pay. You can scan your credit card with. If you're on a phone, you just scan your credit card. So it's a very very quick purchase process. But let's go through the customization page, right? So after you click on the Customize and Buy Now button, you get to the customization page. On the customization page, what you have is the first option you have is the motion sensor, right? And by the way, I'll just make this a little bit easier for you. The motion sensor, in my opinion, it's really a must-have. The motion sensor is really the only item on the customization page that is really a must-have. Because, like I said, you can always remove it, right? If you just want the fountain to run 24/7, you want it to run continuously, you just remove it, you just unplug the motion sensor and just plug the pump directly into the power supply. And then if you decide to change your mind again, you can plug in the motion sensor again. So it's really, you can always choose after the fact, but it just, it increased it has so many benefits that we talked about earlier. So that one is really a must-have in my opinion. Other products we have the cat grass cup, which basically it's a cup you can place in the fountain like this. It's very kind of sturdy as well. It has this very wide base. And then it comes with a cat grass kit where basically you get this organic soil, you get cat grass seeds, and you can plant it, and it grows pretty quickly. I forgot the exact numbers. I think it's in 1 or 2 weeks you'll actually have like grass here, and then your cat can eat it, and it's good for digestion. Cats like eating grass, and it also just kind of makes the fountain look nice. Like it's kind of even more zen, if you will. Like it's a nice little thing we have. We offer a 10-year extended warranty, which some people appreciate.
We also have this food bowl here, right?
Yeah, so this is my favorite one. So my food bowl is really kind of my favorite product because there's actually a little detail here. We mentioned earlier about the whiskers. Have you ever noticed with your cats how like you would give them food and then they don't finish it? Like they just leave some food on the corners, right?
Sure, yeah.
Like quite often what they do is they only eat the food in the middle.
You're right, it gets stuck around the
edges. The food on the edges they don't eat, right? The reason is because in conventional food bowls they can't reach the food in the edges without pushing their whiskers into the bowl. So that's why this bowl here has this parabolic shape where the cat can reach all the food without touching the whiskers anywhere. And so that's why with this bowl they'll clean it up. Like they'll eat everything. They won't leave any remaining food. Whereas in other food bowls, they often leave the food in the corners. And it's very high grade food grade ceramic. Again, same thing. A food bowl should really be from either stainless steel or ceramic because you can put it in a dishwasher. It's clean, etc. Just like with the fountain, it really doesn't make sense to use a plastic bowl. And then obviously it fits the design. It has the exact same glaze. So I'm really excited about this. So.
One thing I like about the food bowl as well is how, like, the attention to detail in everything has been great. But I really like here you have this space for the finger just to pick it up.
Yes.
It's a very simple, a simple design, but something that really, has a lot of utility.
If it weren't for this, it would be impossible to pick it up from the floor. You have to like.
You're trying to like make your hand stick to it or something.
But like with this little knob here, like you can just easily pick it up and you. Oh yeah, and then of course the other thing is the silicone mat, and this is waterproof. And here actually I want to say some really useful things about this. This is again one of those things that's actually harder than you might think. This is completely waterproof. There's a lot of pet mats you can buy, but they're mostly made for litter boxes or something to like keep the litter from the floor. But it's actually very hard to find this kind of mat that's actually waterproof. It took us like 6 months to really figure this out. So this one is waterproof. It comes in all the colors. By the way, how could I forget this? One of the main one of the main features that people really appreciate about our fountain is the different colors.
So how many colors do you have?
We have, okay, so that's a great question. So basically we have, in the United States, we have I think 4 or 5 colors now, and they're the most popular colors. So we have the blue one, which is by far the most popular one. Then we have black and gray, which are pretty popular. Then we have one, I think we have cream and milk available in the US as well. Yeah, so pick a color. So of course that's the first step of your purchase process. So first, what you do is you check the delivery times, and just getting your order now, I really encourage you, because then you know that the delivery times are guaranteed and you'll get it. And because if you say to yourself, well, I'll think about it, I'll check back next week. Well, a lot of people, and we see this in our live chat, a lot of people, they come back and they're like, bam, I pushed off the decision by a week, and now there's like a 1 month waiting time. So that's why people should really take action now and do the purchase if they're interested. And like I said, they're covered by our guarantee. If the cat doesn't drink from it regularly, they can get their money back, right? So, so the first thing you do is you check the color. You choose a color. You just you choose a color that you like. Like I said, blue is the most popular one. Then you go to the customization page. On the customization page, I really encourage you to get the motion sensor, because it just makes your fountain so much better. It makes the lifetime. I mean, we spent like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Pet Money Saver was one of the reasons they featured you, right?
Yeah, one of the reasons. Yeah, with the fact that there's no filter, but also the motion sensor they mentioned as well. Yeah. So yeah, that was really must have. This the football is really exciting. The silicone mat. Again, a lot of people really appreciate this. Yeah, so then you go through the checkout process, and then
you also have another item that they can select as well, right?
Well, we have a lot we're adding. I mean, one of the things that we introduced recently is an extension cable. So basically, by default, the cable is like 4 feet. With the extension cable, you extend it to a total of like 9 feet, which is like pretty long. It's almost 3 meters. So yeah, the extension cable is something, if you, depending on where you want to put your fountain in your house, you might want to need it. So this one here is another thing that we introduced pretty recently, which is a cleaning kit. So it includes a little brush that you can use to clean the towers from the inside. I like to just put everything in a dishwasher, right? But there's some people who like to clean it like from the inside. It has these little tube cleaners, pipe cleaners that you can use to clean your pump. It has replacement tubes.
This is the tube that hangs.
Yeah, exactly. That's the tube that connects them. So that's a nice little accessory you have, so you can add this to your purchase as well. So
okay, yeah, great. So then let's get into some of the live chat questions. These are some of the top questions that people ask in your supports. Oh yeah, this is an interesting one. So you said 1,200 cat breeders are using the fountain. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. So, because again, some people have this false impression that this is like a luxury item or something, but it's actually what it is actually an essential item. Like, so the other day, actually preparing for this interview, I went through our customer purchase history, and I looked for cat breeders or catteries, as they're called sometimes, and I saw that there's a total of 1,200 different cat breeders around the world who have bought this cat fountain. And let me tell you something, those people, they're professionals, they know what they're doing, and this is not like an impulse purchase or something. The reason they buy those fountains is because they know that their cats, which is their product, it's their business, right? They know that it improves the health of their cats, and so that's why they use the fountain. Yeah.
Okay, great. So then we talked about the folding water height. What do you say to the people who think this is too expensive for their cat?
Yeah, so here's an interesting thing. I'll just give them a word of advice, which it sounds self-interested, but it's actually I genuinely started kind of applying this in my own life. It's like if there's any product that costs less than $100 and you're gonna use it every single day, you should buy it. You know, because the thing is, if you use the product every single day, like I said, from our statistics, 97% of cats who eat dry cat food, they use it every single day. Cats with a mixed diet, it's a little less, it's like 92% use it every single day. If you do the math, there's 365 days a year. Let's say hopefully your cat is going to live another 10 years. Your cat is going to drink from this fountain more than 10,000 times. So your cat is going to drink from this fountain more than 10,000 times. The fountain currently, as of now, it's in the range of $70, $80 or whatever. For this price, your cat's going to drink from it more than 10,000 times. So really, you pay less than a cent for every time your cat drinks from it. You know, like every time you feed your cat with food, it costs you like $1. Right, because a portion of food costs like $1.
Even more if they're my cats.
Oh yeah, you're like giving them really bougie food, yeah. So every time you feed your cat, it costs you $1. Every time your cat drinks from the fountain, it costs like a microcent or something. Like it costs like a half a cent or something, because it's a one-time purchase. That's another thing. Like just one-time purchases. Like, I mean, that's kind of what. That's what an investment is, right? It's a one-time purchase that you get value from every single day going forward. So that's why financially it makes a lot of sense. And like Pet Money Saver UK said, and that's why they endorse it, it's really the only fountain that doesn't require any filters that you have to buy, so it saves you money that way. And also with the motion sensor, it's the only fountain that's going to last you 15 years. Like the pump is going to last you 15 years, the fountain is going to last you forever, but even a pump will last you 15 years. So it's a one-time purchase that's going to last you 15 years. And especially most people, they have multiple cats, right? So you have multiple cats drinking from it every single day for 10 years. Like, just think about the amount of value you get out of it that way, you know? And then compare it to, like, the one-time purchase price. So.
And then you say that these 1,200 cat breeders are all choosing this as well.
Yeah.
That's quite a stamp of approval, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they're professionals, right? They're buying it as an investment for their business.
One more time, then, it's really, where can they buy this, or...
Yeah, again, for the most part, your best bet is to buy it on our website. I think that, it's the best bet is, as time goes on, there's more and more, we have a lot of resellers who are really chomping at the bits to get this into their store, you know. We're talking to, Chewy.com, Amazon.com, etc. They're really trying to get their product into the store, but really, your best bet is just to buy it on our website, Miaustore.com, because that's also how you can be guaranteed. Again, you get your warranty that you guarantee that you get your money back if your cat doesn't like it, which is very rare. Again, it's very rare, but we have 7 days a week support. So you can check our delivery times. Our delivery times, they are trustworthy. So you can really trust our delivery times, and this is something it took us a few years to really put those systems in place and hire all the right people, build the right team to really have it where you can trust those delivery times on our website. So if it says that it's in stock and you get it in 3 or 4 days, you're in luck, you should really place a purchase. And like I said, we're increasing our prices regularly. So if you're interested, the time to buy is now, because we may increase our prices and also we may run out of stock. So again, like I said, if you come back in a week, there might be like a long waiting time. So you should really, the time is now to make the purchase, right? And so you go to customize and buy now. You get the customization page. You have all these offers. Like I said, I think the motion sensor is a no-brainer. Some of the other ones, just look at them, but there's no pressure. Look, if you're in doubt, you can always buy the accessories later. So you can just go through that process. Then our checkout page, again, it auto completes. You put in your shipping address. It's actually a pretty cool little thing, because you get to see, like, you put in your shipping address, then you, like, your street address, your street name, then you get to see all the other street names in the US, and you can just click on it and it'll automatically put in your zip code and your street, and then you can just pay.
I guess, really, that's all the questions we have. I think we've gone very in detail on all aspects of the fountain. I didn't know there was so much that went into a fountain. Again, I have one of these for my cats, and it's great. They love it, especially the sensor. It makes everything so much better, because this sound right now does not bother me at all, but when it's off, you don't hear anything. It extends the life. It looks good. I mean, even the rounded edges, we talked about Apple earlier. It kind of has these Apple-esque rounded edges. I highly recommend it. I've used this. I know a lot of these catteries and veterinarians are also recommending this. So again, if you want to buy it, go to Miaustore.com, check it out, and thank you so much for taking some time to sit down with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.